cloud computing and blockchain technology used beneficially for a healthcare organization. This is a PowerPoint presentation that will be discussing the advantages of a healthcare organization and using cloud computing as well as blockchain technology to benefit the company by saving it time and money. So this discussion will include an overview of the strengths along with the capabilities of such emerging technologies. Cloud computing is a model of computer processing that includes storage, software, as well as other services that can provide a pool of virtualized resources over a network, which includes clouds that can be used on an as-needed basis from any connected device at any location. Clouds can be a public cloud, which is owned plus maintained by a cloud service provider like Amazon Web Services. Also, on-demand computing are public clouds where the customer pays monthly subscriptions for services remotely used. A private cloud, which is controlled solely for an organization, but may be managed by a third party on or off company grounds, or a hybrid cloud, which is primarily used by large organizations where they use their own infrastructure for their essential core activities but adopt a public cloud for less needed systems or for added processing capacity during peak business times. There are three different types of services of cloud computing, which are Infrastructure as a Service, IaaS, Platform as a Service, PaaS, and Software as a Service, SaaS. IaaS is when customers use processing, storage, networking, and other computer services from the cloud service providers to operate their information systems, where users pay for the amount of computing as well as storage space they are actually using. PaaS is when customers use infrastructure along with the programming tools to develop their own applications, such as Salesforce.com's Force.com or IBM's Smart Business Application Development and Test Service. SaaS is when software hosted by the vendor used on the vendor's cloud infrastructure is used by the customer, which is delivered over a network, where Google App is an example, where users access applications from a browser, where the data as well as software are maintained on the provider's remote services, on the provider's remote servers. The cloud computing definition by the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, NSIT, incorporates the following characteristics, which are on-demand, self-services, ubiquitous network access, location-independent resource pooling, rapid elasticity, and measured service. On-demand self-service is when customers can acquire computing capabilities like network storage or server time automatically on their own, while ubiquitous network access is when standard network and internet devices, including mobile platforms, are used to access cloud resources. Another characteristic is location-independent resource pooling, where various users with multiple virtual resources dynamically assigned according to their demand are served by computing resources that are pooled. Additionally, rapid elasticity is when computing resources are decreased, increased, or provisioned quickly to adapt to changing user demand. Finally, measure service are when cloud resources charges are based on the true amount of services used. The benefits of cloud computing are that the architectures of such services enable a more efficient use of company resources with a better service delivery mechanism for users. Therefore, individuals who need access to services can quickly use these technologies. Cloud computing allows users to benefit by access to computational resources as well as services. Therefore, items such as healthcare records must properly be secured, but access to such records can be easily distributed to the proper persons in a timely manner that has the potential to save an organization huge amounts of money. Cloud computing allows access to information in remote areas. Therefore, the organization of a company can change, allowing workers to do their jobs in remote areas or by telework, which replaces the traditional office, creating benefits of both cost as well as work climate. In addition, real-time monitoring for intervention in patient safety problems to improve overall quality can be accomplished. Cloud computing facilitates an organization with the ability to work with big data sets, creating valuable information to manipulate and manage tools to create new processes and procedures from such data. A blockchain is a growing list of records that are called blocks linked by cryptography, where each individual one contains a cryptographic hash of the previous block, a time indication plus transaction data that are used on a distributed ledger managed by a peer-to-peer network, and once recorded, the data cannot be altered retroactively without alteration of subsequent blocks. Therefore, it is considered secure by design and is an open distributed ledger which can record transactions between multiple persons in an efficient, verifiable, as well as permanent way. Blockchain technology enables a distributed along with decentralized environment with no central authority that enables trusted, secure transactions from blocks that have time-stamped hashes on a peer-to-peer network, with nodes that use public keys for encrypting messages and private keys to decrypt messages, with anonymity being a characteristic of participants. The blockchain nodes link a blockchain network, records transactions, creates as well as passes on new blocks, validates new blocks, listens to newly sealed blocks, passes on valid transactions to the network, and stores up-to-date ledgers. There are three types of blockchains which are the public permission. There are three types of blockchains which are the public permissionless, which is accessible plus visible to the public, but parts could be encrypted to preserve anonymity, such as Bitcoin. The consortium type only allows certain groups to participate in the consensus process, which can be used within several industries, but is open for public use, which establishes a partially centralized trust. And finally, a private blockchain only lets certain nodes join the network. There are permission networks that execute smart contracts or acts as miners. One organization is the trusted party used for private purposes. An example of this type of blockchain is Ripple. Blockchains can be used to keep records of digital assets like Bitcoin, or for running certain logic like smart contracts, and some blockchains are used as tokens while others are not. Blockchain technology can serve multiple purposes because it can be useful for data sharing, access control, health records such as EMRs or EHRs, managing an audit trail, supply chain, as well as for other purposes. For blockchain technology within healthcare, record keeping, which can include data sharing, access control, and health records within the healthcare field, may incorporate blockchains because electronic medical records can be created with blockchain technology so that pertinent parties can have access to the information, granted that these creations are done within federal guidelines, which includes HIPAA as well as other laws, to ensure that the information is being transported to the appropriate persons without being intercepted by criminal parties or used in unlawful ways. Blockchain technology used in healthcare has advantages because this technology would be optimally used in the sensitive nature of data being processed and managed. Blockchain technology can be used in the healthcare system as a decentralized network with a patient-centric approach to healthcare systems to link disparate separate systems and increase the accuracy of electronic health records. There is potential to use blockchain technology within many different applications as well as directions of the healthcare field, which includes such usages as in data sharing, managing health records, and access control, so that organizations can save time as well as money by getting the appropriate data to the corresponding persons in a time-efficient, secure, minimum cost manner. Blockchain technology and use in healthcare is increasing, and for this fairly new technology, there is potential for areas to be exploited, which includes frameworks, architectures, and models, which include technical details to be discovered in blockchain platforms, consensus algorithms, and smart contract automation processes. Therefore, blockchain should continue to be used in instances where it is needed as well as reasonable.